Vague refers to something that is unclear or imprecise in its meaning or intention. Inconsistent, on the other hand, refers to something that does not remain the same or is not uniform in its behavior or quality.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Copyrighted. They won't watch this in Russia now.
But they'll watch it in Albania or something? I was like looking at the stats, and we have like one person who listens every single week, and they're like in Albania or some shit. And I'm like, what? Who?
Thank you.
Like, say something, please. I was like looking through all the stats and stuff just a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh. And then I went back to the week before, and I went, oh, it's like, okay, cool.
Hey, we're worldwide. Just saying.
No shit,
we're international stars.
And
we
also,
should try to get press badges for Comic-Con now.
Yeah, we're media.
Yeah. Because, we started third year, so we are legit.
We're getting
there. We didn't go anywhere. Nobody canceled us.
Yeah, we have our followers have actually increased, or at least the number of listens has increased.
Yeah.
Even over what we were at the very beginning. Like, of course, our first episode has the most, but we used to, especially on YouTube, because that's the easiest for me to look at.
Right.
Like, between the audio and the video one, we'll get like 5. We used to get like maybe 3 views. Now we're getting like 8 to 10 after a couple weeks. So I'm like, somebody must like hearing what we have to say.
Yeah. Somebody likes us. Besides me.
And old girl.
Yeah. And my brother. My brother listens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, good.
So there's 3 of us. He did say he was going to stop listening after we were talking shit about him last week, 2 weeks ago.
Milt. Don't be a bitch, Milt. There you go. Hey, Jack. Hey, Duke. Hey, Lou. There you go. He's just been a guest. All right. So Lou's joining us late, so we can talk real quick about let's talk real quick about Supergirl before he gets here, because he hasn't seen it, and it'll be he probably won't listen to this before Tuesday, because I think he said he was going to see it on Tuesday.
Yeah. So what'd you think?
I liked it.
I liked it last week. So
both Eric and I really liked it. We didn't see what all the fucking hate was about. Like, was it a great movie? No. But people were like, oh, the villain sucked. The villain has sucked in almost every single superhero movie since Iron Man. Does anybody fucking remember Mickey Rourke as Whiplash? No. Ronan the Destroyer?
No.
Like, the guy from the Thor Dark World?
There was a bad guy in that movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
The only ones that are memorable are the ones that they even put like effort into. And even then, like, you'd be like, Ultron, I wish they would have spent more time building Ultron up instead of trying to cram him into one movie like they did with Thanos. At least Thanos got an arc.
Yep.
Like, when you take somebody who's as iconic as Ultron and you're just like, one movie, 2 hours, he starts, he's dead. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. To me, like, it's not,
It's a bit of a disservice.
Yeah. And the DC side's the exact same thing. Cheetah.
Well, the Batman 89. They made Joker, they killed Joker. You can't do that to Joker.
Yeah. Well,
Joker.
The only way you have that work is if it's somebody who does like a once in a lifetime performance, like Heath Ledger. Like, he's the outsider to all of this, right? Like,
but at least they didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
he was still alive. Heck, he brought, I think, Scarecrow Cillian Murphy was in all 3 of those movies.
Yeah.
And he was the bad guy in the first movie.
Yeah, he brought him back into the fold.
Yeah. I think those are the only superhero movies they don't kill the bad guy in.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought her acting performance was fine. I thought the acting was fine. The other complaint that I saw a few times where people were like, it wasn't like the comic and it wasn't bright, which I think we talked a little bit about last week. And I'm like, yeah, it kind of looked like Guardians. But also, like, now at this point, James Gunn has, like, a style.
But flip side is, it's not even his movie, right? I mean,
but
it's
I'm just saying, like, but when you're running the studio, right? Like, Filoni and Favreau have a style for their movies, right? It's a certain color palette, a certain type of film grain or film texture.
Yeah.
You know? Again, it's the difference between watching a TV show on like ABC versus NBC.
Right.
Like it's like different cameras or different lenses or some shit. But that was only, was it? I think one of the guys I was talking to who hadn't seen it yet, he was like, "Oh, they said the story was really sad and there wasn't any humor." And I'm like, But
there was.
Her story was sad.
Yeah.
Like, her story is sad. Like, it's,
I still laughed.
Yeah, there was humor in it. It wasn't that it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Like, but I think, I don't know. I feel like people now, because of Guardians, they have this expectation of what a James Gunn movie is going to have. And like we talked last week about the soundtrack, like, or did we talk about that last week? No. We talked about it, I think, via text.
Yes.
Where like the soundtrack, like, it was genre songs, but it almost felt like they were royalty free.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
there were some weird covers.
There weren't. It wasn't like the Guardians movie where like all of them are like
the originals.
I remember that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. Like, which is not a bad thing. That's not me. But yeah. So I didn't mind it at all. Like, I would definitely rewatch it again.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for what they do about Man of Tomorrow. I don't know. I mean, I guess to me, it's like the hate machine just gets to, like, I read something today. I saw the headline. I didn't read the article where they were talking about, I guess there's like 2 different versions of Supergirl.
Oh, I saw that too. Like they saw it, and then James Gunn's like, "Nah, we changed it," and we got the James Gunn edit.
Yeah,
but there's another one from the director or something.
There's like a studio focus group edit somewhere.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if that ever comes out and what the differences are or what kind of stuff was cut out of it. Because again, it was a really short movie too. Like, it was real. It was only a little over an hour. It was a little over 2 hours. Not even 2 hours.
Yeah, it wasn't super long. Maybe just under.
Yeah. So, which was fine. Again, that meant the movie kept moving or kept going. I never felt like there was a
dead time.
I never got bored. Right? Like, there was never a point where, again, we talked about this during Mandu and Grogu. There were multiple times where I'm like, why are we still here? Why are we still doing this? Like,
Yep.
So, I don't know. I mean, maybe we're just weird and we're outliers.
It goes back to the stuff she was saying in the press, I guess. Which I didn't think was that bad, honestly. But yeah, I don't know. It was a perfectly fine movie.
Somebody having an opinion.
Yeah. And people do hate on movies starring women just because it's starring women. You see it happen all the time. The only time it was really justified was the Ghostbusters remake. That movie sucked, and it was all women.
But it wasn't bad because it was all women. It was a bad movie on its own.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think, like, outside of a couple outliers, I mean, they were even talking about how Minions didn't even make any money this weekend. It only made like $30 million or something, which is...
that's it. Well, nothing. You know what? I will say, we went to go see it today. Our showing was 11:30. There was not a lot of people in there. And most of them was adults, which was weird. There were more adults in there than kids.
Minions and Monsters made $36 million this weekend.
Dang. And that's a Minion movie. Everybody loves Minions.
A Toy Story dropped over 50%.
Okay, that's been out a couple weeks though. So
yeah. The Supergirl dropped 74%. That's not good.
Nope.
But yeah, I mean, just looking at like the total gross of movies that have been out for a while. I mean, even like The Devil Wears Prada too, which is like probably the biggest female-driven, like focused, like for, only made $220 million. So I don't even know if this is like
crazy
specific...
because when we went to go see the Grogu preview in IMAX, all these chicks came through in their pajamas, and I'm like, "What are you guys doing?" They're like, "Oh, we're all going to go watch Devil Wears Prada 2." And it was a ton of people going into that movie. But yeah, it'd only be 200 million. That's crazy.
Yeah. The top 5 movies so far. Well, and again, like, so you had the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which makes sense because, like, kids, right?
But even that did worse than the first one.
Yeah, because it only made It's only made $429 million so far. Michael is number 2 at 370. Toy Story 5 is now number 3 at 335. So that, I mean, but again, these are also all outside of Michael. The Super Mario and Toy Story are already built in and kid driven, which means they're, I mean, we used to talk about that shit when your kids were little. Like, you were going to the movie 2 or 3 or 4 times over a course of a couple of weeks to see Frozen. Toy Story 3, Toy Story 2, Frozen. Like, Obsession made 245. I mean, to me, that shows that an indie movie, I don't know how much it costs, but there's no way.
A milli.
A milli? Yeah. So
that was the best money Jason Blum has ever spent in his life.
So it wouldn't surprise me to see that turn into some sort of weird franchise, which they kind of had with the Monkey. Like the Monkey, I think, kind of started that because Obsession is kind of the same thing, right? It's like an old thing that kids would buy, or based on like the old stuff you would buy for a nickel or buy for a dime at the
Actually,
at the candy
I heard they're
store.
already making a second Obsession movie.
Different
characters and stuff, but same kind of universe.
But then Devil Wears Prada 2 is only $220 million. Backrooms is 198. Star Wars Mando is 176. Like, I mean, it's just, I mean, Avatar made 404, but it's been around for a while. Like, but I also think some of those movies kind of get skewed because of the IMAX and the
premium formats.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I almost feel like it's more of a movie thing, but we like to focus on the particulars.
Right.
Like,
well, 5 years ago, these movies would have made $1 billion.
Exactly.
They don't anymore. Nobody does.
6 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, Lou. Welcome aboard.
Did you even pack anything, Lou? Your house looks exactly the same.
4 or 5 boxes to the right. 2 bookcases that are empty, a print, 3 prints on the wall, and then my setup and the kitchen stuff. That's it. Everything else is gone. If I turn I won't turn the camera, but yeah, it's in the bedroom. There's like a box for work once I figure out what office I'm taking. The bed, my clothes, end table's gone, other tables gone, all that gone. Yep. If I really wanted to, I could be done. I could have been done this weekend if I really wanted to. It's like, well, I know I have 2 more weekends, so why push it? I'm already tired. I'm old. Shit hurts when I move. Remember I told you I couldn't use my step machine because of my right knee? Well, trying to carry boxes up and down stairs, right knee went to hell. So let's slow it down for a bit.
Next week, Lou's going to be sitting on a cardboard box, a milk crate.
No, this couch ain't going with me. This couch is going in the trash can. So this couch will still be this couch. I don't know if the background stuff will still be here, but the couch will be one of the last things that goes because it'll be 2 a.m. and I'm gonna be taking it out to the sidewalk so somebody else can pay to get it.
HOA hypocrite.
Let's be real.
Property management hypocrite.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's be real. First of all, it's not an HOA; it's an apartment complex, so it's okay. Second of all, y'all both know I'm too lazy to move this couch. So I'm gonna hire somebody to come get the couch and the bed and just take it out of here. Because I think that's the only looking around pieces of furniture: bed tossed, couch tossed, coffee table. I'll probably keep for the basement. Bookcase, 3 bookcases. Yeah, all I have really is the bed and the couch. I'll just pay somebody to come get it.
I tell you, moving in.
You could just throw that up on Craigslist for $100, and I bet you'd get it. Because when I had my old couch,
it's a 12-year-old couch. I doubt that.
Oh, so when I first moved back up here, my sister was like, "Hey, my friend's moving out, and she has like a nice couch if you want it." And it wasn't. I mean, the only thing that made it nice was that it had 2 recliners. So like, it was a recliner with 1 seat in the middle type of thing. But it was like, it was brown. It was something that would be in your auntie's house, right? But I was like, whatever. I need a couch. I don't have a couch.
Mm-hmm.
So I had it, and for a while there, I had like a big mouse problem. Like, and it wasn't even like me leaving food out, like just for what there was like a hole in the kitchen that they could get through. So like, I have video of them like Mission Impossibling up the wall between the fridge and the wall to get to the top of my fridge where I had my cereal and chips and shit. Like, because I got up one night and you'd always hear them like you just hear, and then you'd get into the kitchen and they'd already be gone. But one night I caught that motherfucker. I turned the lights on and he's like back against the fridge and he's like, I'm like, you fucking Tom Cruise little motherfucker. Like, fuck you. Like,
so when he gets out the elephant gun like Looney Tunes, start blowing holes in the wall.
So we ended up finding where the little hole was. We filled the hole, but I ended up like having to clean out my closet because there was like, they had like gotten anything that wasn't plastic, they had made a hole in, and it was bad. Like, because I was getting sick and I was like, why am I getting sick? And I'm like, oh, it's because like my carpet carpet in the closet was just completely like, it took like 3 shop vacs and 2 regular vacuums to get all the shit and all the bullshit that was in the. And so I bought a new couch and they were going to deliver it and So I'm like, well, I need to get rid of this couch. So I put it on Craigslist for $100 or $150. They show up, they're grabbing it and starting taking it apart. Well, I never cleaned the inside of the couch out. So all this rat shit and just like shredded paper and everything starts falling out. And I was like, oh my God, these people are not like, I'm fucked. And I'm like, I don't know where that came from. And they're like, it's fine. It's fine. It's for my friend's brother or whatever. So we don't care. So they gave me the $150 and took the couch. And I was just like, man, that's fucked up. I hope you. I'm like, I hope you vacuum that out before you give it to him.
Just like that. Fucking Cletus from The Simpsons. That don't matter, Ma.
I was just like, hey, yeah, $150. Yeah, I think you could probably and that couch was easily 10 years old, if not older. So I'm sure, Lou, if you put it on
14, there. A 14-year-old couch, really? 12 years.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What
you're in a college town, bruh.
Yeah, you're in a college town. People be.
I don't know, man. This thing's beat to hell. My fat ass is broken all 3. Well, that's not true. 2. The left one where I sit and the middle one where I sit. The right one is a nice.
There you go. That's what you have them test when they come to sit in it.
They're like, Sheldon, that's my spot.
Yeah. If that's the case, I'll just throw it out. And put free on it. So whoever wants it can just take it.
No. So I have a quick story about that. So when my parents had a wood burning stove in the house, and they got a pellet stove to replace it. And they told my sister, get rid of the fireplace. We don't need it anymore. It was one of those little black, like the black iron metal ones.
Uh-huh.
And she posted it on Craigslist for free. She's like, all you got to do is come pick it up. It's sitting outside. Like, you don't even need to interact with us. And she got like no hits. So she listed it for $50. Within an afternoon, she got 4 hits on it. Like, so if you put it free, people think it's junk.
There's something wrong with it.
But if you put it for like, even if it's a super good deal, people just think they're getting a good deal, right? It's the difference between listing something at $10 and listing something at $9.99. $9.99, people think they're getting a deal. $10, you're ripping me off. Like, they actually have had studies where they show just
in economics class like 30 years ago that was a thing, and I shouldn't know why people are stupid.
So if you put your couch up for free, people are like, "Oh, he's just trying to get rid of junk."
It's probably
you
full
put
of
it up for
shit.
$50, yeah.
Definitely full of my stench stuff. I find a lot on this couch.
Lose. You just put the title of it: "Lose Old Fart Box."
Man, for real. I'm just looking at this thing. It's like, I'll get a futon for the basement in case I want to sleep down there. They have some nice ones. I was looking. They have nice, what's it called? Recliners that turn into beds these days. I'm like, whoa, hello. Have myself a little movie theater going on downstairs, so when I want to deal with people, yeah.
That never happens, Lou. You love work.
Shit,
you
that's
love
going to
people.
happen weekly. That's going to happen so weekly. Oh, my God.
3 days a week.
Maybe 4 every other week.
So, Lou, if you listen to this podcast before Tuesday, don't listen to the first 15 minutes because we talked about Supergirl. So,
what spoilers?
Yeah. So we can have a bigger conversation about it next week if you want. All right.
Well, even if I was on that first 12 minutes, I wouldn't have cared. I'm still going to watch it on Tuesday in theory. We'll see how work goes because that's why I was late. I'm doing work because they are so messed up over there. They need help.
Don't overextend yourself.
Yeah, Lou ain't even been at a job for a month, and we're already work-life balance.
No. I'm getting credit for the time I work out of hours, so my PTO.
All right.
I don't have any for San Diego, so I talked to my boss's boss actually on Thursday, and he said anything you do extra, just we'll adjust that for the 5 days you're going to be gone at the end of the month.
Okay,
I'm like,
okay.
Deal. I was like, effing deal. After that, ain't my problem.
Yeah, if you ain't getting anything out of it, don't fucking do it, dude.
Nope. No.
All right.
Yeah. After that, then it's like, hey, didn't have time of the day, didn't get done. If you want more time of the day to get done, then adjust my freaking portfolio. Which actually something he talked about because there's one property that takes up 40% of my week, and he said that's ridiculous. I go, I'm just telling you what's going on, man. So he's going to look into our contract. So, I would not have worked anything tonight if I wasn't getting value out of it, and because I can get some time. Like Thursday. Thursday, we're supposed to be off at 3. Nobody told me. So there was a meeting that was scheduled for 7 o'clock that night, and not by me. Somebody else scheduled it. And that person's on vacation. Didn't realize the office was closed early. And it was like, well, I'm not going to cancel the meeting last minute. That's kind of effed up. So he was like, dude, just count that towards the hours when you submit your time off.
Is it time and a half, or is it just straight time, or?
No, because the meeting counts as regular time. Even if I worked like during the week, like I have a meeting this Thursday, you basically, if you want to, you basically adjust your time. Because remember, I work a 36-hour week. So 4 of those are for meetings.
But this extra work you're doing, is it time and a half, or is it just?
No, it's just regular time.
Because
it's volunteer, basically.
Well, they're accruing it as PTO, right?
Yeah.
So you can use it for when you're gone.
Yeah,
so that makes sense why it's straight time. So tonight, if you did 3 hours of work, that's 3 hours that are going to be applied to. You won't get paid for it now. You'll get paid for it during Comic-Con.
Correct. Week. I'm banking it all, and then when we get to that pay period, then I just hey, after hours, blah blah blah, for this pay period leading up to this, I worked an extra 12 hours, and it's like, okay, then you get that time instead of 0. I get 12 hours. So yeah. Kind of cool.
I get time and a half for PTO.
I wish. Yeah. Something I would negotiate in the future. Like, let me realize, let me make them realize that they need me. And then it's like, all right, here's how we're going to do this.
Yep.
I will not
see how far I can push it.
I will not listen to the headhunters because you're going to add an extra 5 days of PTO to my salary.
I've been here a year. Here's all the metrics of things that I've improved since I've been here.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But as I was saying, Supergirl, in theory, I expect to be able to go on Tuesday. And I can't say that I care if I'm spoiled or not. Like I've seen enough already that like with Supergirl killing dude and Lobo kind of being there and people are wondering why he's there and doesn't need to be in the movie, but he was good in the movie. Blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, I saw enough and read enough that I was like, all right, you have to either this group likes it or this group doesn't, and this group likes it, or there is no a lot of in between. It's just you like it or you don't. So I'm gonna find out in a couple of days. I still don't like Millie as a fucking whatever. Well, that whole comment, dude, that whole fucking making fun of dads and Christians, it's like you could have not said that.
She was not making fun of dads and Christians. She was making fun of a certain type of person on the internet.
That she all pointed out to were dads and Christians.
She didn't say it was them. She said it's always the guys that do have dad of 4 Christian. She didn't say all Christians are all dads. She said it's always the guys on Twitter or Facebook or whatever that says father of 4 Christian.
Are you saying she could have just not said that?
She could not have.
Well, there you go. And that's all you got to do.
But she wants to talk shit about a certain subset of people.
Right. I don't do that. I don't talk shit about a certain subset of people ever. It's not my style. So she shouldn't either.
You almost made it, Lou. You almost made it.
Oh, almost.
I'm sure your heart was hurting. It was.
Bruh,
Lou's gonna have another.
Trying to maintain that shit.
You're gonna have another heart attack right here on the fucking podcast.
Where's my nitro tablets?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, but seriously,
Louise, I'm coming.
Though,
I'm coming, Louise.
It's the big one, Elizabeth. Come to see. But yeah, no, I have a feeling that I'm gonna wonder, like I've done with like a lot of movies like Marvels, for example. I'm gonna wonder why people hated this movie when I'm done watching it. That's what I guess is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have my issues with it, but they're not gonna be enough to be a problem. I'm gonna be like, yeah, this movie was fine. What are people bitching about? I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen when the movie's over.
Well, we were ending where I was talking about like Minions only made like $36 million this weekend, which is nothing.
People over Minions though.
But I'm talking about in general, movies outside of a couple outliers have just been underperforming the entire year. Like every single week they come up with like, oh, these are the reasons why. And it's just like, well, I don't think people are going to the movies as much as they used to. Again, we used to be a Friday movie group. Like my group of people, we would go every Friday. Now there's 3 of us that go on Tuesday. So we're not contributing to the because it just was like, because it was a change in the dynamic of life, right? Like it used to be, you wanted to see the movie over the weekend. So Monday when you were in the office, you weren't the one that was like, oh, I didn't go see it. Now, because of, work from home and just general dynamics, that type of thing, your work environment has changed, your life environment has changed. There's no more urgency to go and see it on a Friday night. It's no longer a
social,
but also like habitual, like COVID broke
FOMO.
A lot of that. Yeah. FOMO, or just like being the first to be in the seats, right? Like I didn't even go see Mandu and Grogu on opening night. And that's the first Star Wars movie I haven't seen on opening night, but also I was like, I mean, what's the harm in waiting until Tuesday and spending half the money, right? Like, and that's the other part. It's just so fucking expensive to go to the theater. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you guys do your Monday movie night, but I'm guessing you're not paying $15 to go to it.
No, they're $5.
Like, right. But if they were $15 and you didn't know, would you still do it? Right? Or $17 or whatever, like.
I would think hard about that.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know that I would say no.
But you also wouldn't go in blind every other week, right? Because that's $30, $30, $35, $40 every month that you're spending on movies that you don't know if you're going to like or not. You guys have gotten extremely lucky with the run of movies that you have gone and seen, where there's only been a couple of them that you were kind of like, But other than that, you guys, I feel like in general have had positive experiences with the movies that you guys have gotten to see, including ones that you would not have seen normally, like movies that weren't even on your radar. So,
which has been most of them, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, like
I knew about them, but I don't know that I would necessarily. I mean, The Furious is first in line because it's fresh. I would not have went to the theater to see that movie, but I'm glad that it was a secret movie.
Well,
Same
for
with
me,
Young Washington for those who like America.
We were going to get into that. Let me finish my point, and then you guys can talk while I sit here and drink my water. But I like with Jack's group, that's 4 people at $18 a pop.
Yeah.
That's $60 going in the door, not even counting.
18.
But I'm saying, like, with fees, with all the bullshit, right? Like,
there's no fees.
Potential fees, right? Like, we wait until we get to the theater. A lot of people don't, right? I was looking at Odyssey tickets. A bunch of the showings we were going to plan on going to see, they're already like sold. Like the majority of the seats, like the decent seats, right in the middle, in the mid.
Yeah.
Are already gone for most of those screenings. And I don't know. I've
the Odyssey?
Yeah. But we've been to a few movies where we have looked at the seats and gone, ooh, we should go a couple of days before and go buy our tickets, right? And then we show up to the theater. And so I don't know if like the theater is like doing some sort of weird gaming thing to make it seem like demand is higher than it is. Because we'll go into the movies and sit, and the movie will start, and we'll look, and like, hey, like the 5 seats next to us were already showing as being booked, but then nobody ever sits in them. Nobody shows up.
Interesting.
But my point is that has happened enough that we've had conversations about it where we're like, oh, like, so I wonder if that might be the case. But maybe the Odyssey is going to be an outlier and is going to be one that it's going to be full on a Tuesday night, you know? But not according to what I saw, right? Again, this is just me looking up tickets and seeing what's available as far as seats go.
Just talking about the big picture. And obviously, by tank, I mean it'll lose money or barely break even. Like, it's expected to be $1 billion movie. If it hits 600 million, I'd be surprised.
But I was
that goes to your point, though, of people not going to the movie theater.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to tank because it's bad. I think it's going to tank because in 6 weeks they can watch it at home. Your family of 4 that you're talking about that would spend $18 times 4 if you have whatever, which is $72 for 4 tickets. Or I don't know what the at-home cost is for streaming. I don't do that. So is it $5?
$20. Let's just say $20.
Yeah.
Oh, you're buying it when you do that? You're buying it when you do that? Oh, I thought.
Yeah,
I thought
when it comes up on Fandango, you buy the movie.
Oh, okay. So when they say streaming at home, that means buy it at home.
Yes.
Well,
okay. So $20
there's a window that you would buy it. So it's like PPV, so pay-per-view. And then it'll eventually exit that window and go to one of the streaming services typically.
Okay, well, now on Fandango, you can buy Devil Wears Prada 2 for $30 or rent it for $25.
How would you not?
Exactly.
Either way, for Jack, it's $40 savings. So you could just not worry about it and just watch it at home. I don't know if I'm going to watch the Odyssey. I'll wait till, again, word of mouth is what's going to get me in the theater on that one.
Word of these
too many changes.
Word of these.
Well, I was going to say, Lou.
2 people will have to tell me it's good. And I know who those 2 people are.
Possibly on Wednesday of Comic-Con, I was going to find an IMAX theater and go watch it, but...
This motherfucker right here.
Peer pressure.
Although you know, I wouldn't pass that up. I would go.
Nope.
But
I think we're gonna go see it in 70 millimeter.
Wait a minute. Is that when it comes out? The week before Comic-Con?
It comes out, the Friday before Comic-Con.
Yeah, the Friday before we head out.
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, never mind. I'll be on the road. I'm like, why don't we just watch it Tuesday? Because I'll be still arriving until midnight. I mean, how could we...
Suddenly it's not a hard no anymore.
Like, how could we watch this movie Oh,
you're
if we watch the morning.
Yeah, if we watch the morning show on
go
Wednesday.
to a matinee.
On Wednesday, then we can make it to get our stickers, badges, and all that shit right after the movie. Yeah, all right.
Yep.
That's
couple hours from now, you're gonna get some movie listings from Lou in the text chat. Hey, actually,
no, what you're gonna get is, hey, Lou got tickets.
I'm sitting in I3 and I4.
No. If I get tickets, I'm getting everybody's. That's how it works. We get everybody's at the same time, right? So it'll be like, hey, so yeah, we got 6 tickets for.
You owe me $72. Actually, it's IMAX, so you owe me $92.
Oh my god, I forgot IMAX. Jesus, it's like a $30 ticket.
I'll have wife get it. She has the AMC Rewards Club or some shit. So
all the tickets are the same price.
But yeah, I know, because you know how it is. Some people, like the last trailer that came out, I was watching something. They had like 60,000 likes on the trailer and 460,000 dislikes. I was like, ooh, that's not good.
I know. I wanted to find that trailer and watch it since everybody hates it so much.
I was curious, and it really wasn't that bad. Not enough to
actually go watch it. So
I watched somebody else watch it, and it was like, it wasn't that bad. And it was
Lou
like,
didn't want to give Nolan another watch.
You weren't getting credit for me. But it was stupid. People are bitching about Black Helen of Troy, which I get that is incorrect. And that's one of the issues I have. It's Helen of Troy, not Helen of Detroit. And then you got.
All right, I'm buying Lou that T-shirt right now.
But then there's obviously Elliot Page playing whatever male role Elliot Page is playing, which is ridiculous to me because you've got reasons. But again, it doesn't matter if the movie's good. Who the hell cares about the casting, right? In theory, because Helen's not a Greek. Helen of Troy, the whole Greek story, and it was like everybody knows it's been described. Helen of Troy was not a black person. They talked about her fair skin and blah 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 and all this crap. Yeah.
Was she even a real person? I don't even know.
The whole story is fiction, so
So it doesn't matter.
In theory,
it's like making Snake black.
Because you can't say it doesn't matter, but then you have a black story and it's like, hey, let's change that to a white person, and then people lose their damn minds. You can't have that's my only issue. You just can't have it both ways. That's all. Do it all or don't do it at all. You know what I mean? All or nothing. Just don't bitch when we're gonna make this person white. Why? Because that person's a bad guy. Oh, it was black at first, but now they're a bad guy, so they make them white. That happened so much the last 5 years. It was like, okay, but if you're a good guy, it's like the whole Elliot Page thing, right? The alphabet community bitched about, why are you casting straight people for gay roles? Just cast a gay person. I'm like, all right, if that person, it's acting, so I don't know if it matters. A gay person can be in a straight role as far as I care. It doesn't matter. Just who fits the role, who does whatever. But then don't bitch about it. Just make sure, like Elliot Page playing the role, whatever role character people are saying, Achilles. If Elliot does a good job playing Achilles, I will say who gives a shit, right? At the end of the day, who gives a shit? But just don't be a hypocrite about it. That's all I'm saying. Just don't bitch when a straight person takes an alphabet role. That's all I got to say. Just don't be a hypocrite. Be okay with it.
Elliot's not gay. He's just trans.
Elliot's still part of the alphabet, right?
That's true.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's all. It's just like, okay, Ellie did this. Everybody happy? Yes. This person's playing a gay role. Oh, no, you should hire a gay person. That's where it's like, you hypocrite, shut the fuck up. That's where I have the issue. So we'll see what happens. Okay. At the end of the day, if the movie's good, it's going to hit that $1 billion mark, and nobody's going to care that Helen's black and Achilles is a woman, biologically speaking. Nobody's going to give a shit if the movie's good, period, point blank. And I'm not either. I'll still bitch about it because it's fun. But in reality, if it's a good movie, you will get my dollars multiple times. Simple as that. Just be a good movie. You'll see. Like Supergirl. If Supergirl turns out to be a good movie, I will go more than Tuesday. If it's like, holy shit, that was good enough for me to go and watch it again. They've earned my extra dollars. So just earn it. People bitching, oh my God, people are hating it because it's a female-led. No, that is not why people hate movies. Some people, don't get me wrong, there's a small percentage that'll hate it because of that. But one of the comments that somebody said was, if they made Aliens today, it would be hated on because it's a female lead. Like, no, that's not how that works. Female-led movies are just fine. You just have to write a good fucking movie. That's the problem. I mean, male leads or female leads. Black Adam wasn't good. I mean, and that had The Rock. So don't give me that whole
No, I thought it would
crap.
just wait. I thought it because it had the word black in the title.
That's why Lou didn't like it.
You would have thought that would have made it good. I mean,
Lou was like, Adam was white. When God made people, he was white. Who is this guy?
That's what I'm saying. I saw the first trailer of Black Adam, and I was all like, here we go again. We're going to race swap Garden of Eden. And the woke-ass movie. And I was like, superheroes. What's this about?
The Rock is playing the Snake? What?
Right. It's so confusing. So confusing watching that shit.
And The Rock still has no nipples.
Black Adam. Next it's going to be White Eve and has an interracial couple going on. It's even worse.
No, you wouldn't. It's gross.
Yep, somebody's going to be making comments in the YouTube on the YouTube channel.
Oh my god!
And then all of a sudden, Lou's like, "And now I'm unpacking boxes again." I had to withdraw my termination of my lease.
I had to move the couch back upstairs.
Yeah, zero chance that somebody is busting their ass to make sure it's up to my standards. Because apparently I have OCD or something, and I'm very particular about things. Whatever.
No. What?
That's weird. I've never heard that before.
Right. Me neither. In the last hour.
When you've been by yourself, asleep.
Beside the point. Point was I didn't hear it. That's all.
So I wasn't listening.
It's a factual statement. What?
What?
Yeah.
Did you say something? No? Okay, good.
Overall, Duke, though, Supergirl, you enjoyed it? It was pretty good? Pretty good showing?
Yeah.
All right, good.
I'm interested to see. One of the things we talked about was an article today. I think it was the Hollywood Reporter. I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline, but it basically said, like, in March, they had, like, two competing versions of the movie. So they had the movie that Jack, who directed it? Craig Gillespie?
Campbell? Something, I don't know.
That, like, his version, or the James Gunn version, and then there was, like, the studio version, and we got the James Gunn version, but according to this article, there were two completely different versions of the movie. So it'll be interesting to see if that other one leaks out at some point, what the differences were. Because according to the article, neither of them were very well received for different reasons. So I'm not sure why they went with the James Gunn version. So that I guess I'd have to go pay to read the article, but I'm not going to do that because
fuck that.
So many of these links that are in Google News, you click on them and they're like, "Would you like to read more? Only $12 for a year." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good."
Nope, don't care that much. I'm out.
So
I'll stay in my ignorance.
Like $1 a month. No, still too much.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, but again, like, there's not a news source that I just go to so frequently outside. I pay for The Athletic because I like following my sports, right?
That's good.
But again, like, that's really it. As far as, like, news goes, it's so scattershot as far as consistent, reliable news reporting, right? It isn't letting opinion and isn't letting bias into like, I just want to know what happened. Like, if there was an accident, I want to know what happened to the accident. I don't need to know all of the machinations of the person who was driving the car, right? Just tell me what happened.
I just wait for Lou to tell me what to think.
Yeah, easier that way.
I was going to get through the stuff we did this week before you open that up, Jack, and now I got to shut up. Go, do it. Lou, tell us about your Monday movie.
Yeah, Monday movie?
You had a Monday movie.
Oh, yeah, I did. I was going to say, what's this we stuff? Somebody hates America. So Monday's movie last week was Young Washington. About 6 people walked out as soon as it started, but I wasn't surprised because I'm in Boulder and they're Democrats, so they hate America, obviously.
And the only reason he knew that was because there was only 7 of them in the theater, so Lou was by himself.
The dude that I usually do the secret movies with, it was his girl and his girl's friend. They left immediately, and then I think, well, you know what? 2 of those people came back. So maybe they just went to the bathroom or refreshed their drinks. But at least 4 people did not come back. At least 4 people did not come back.
So
the movie was good. It wasn't great. Young Washington, they probably needed to do more of just the Revolutionary War type of thing. I mean, I appreciate what they did and all that, but it was like, this movie is not going to do well because this is not the story people want to see.
Real quick, had either of you seen a trailer or knew anything about this movie before?
Didn't you send us the trailer? I feel like it was on one of the lists that you sent us.
Oh,
I saw that trailer a month ago.
It was, and I think we talked about that because we were like, "Oh, this trailer looks like ass." Out of all the trailers, because it was just really, it was AI slop like through half of it.
No, we didn't talk about that because that had never come up. We hadn't talked about AI.
There was a trailer I did send you guys when we watched it. I was like, "Oh, like this is not good." Like
it wasn't that one.
Okay, I have to go back and look at my list. So
yeah, I'll be the first to admit I didn't even notice anything when Jack said it. When Jack told me afterwards, I was like, "I'll take your word for it." But again, the movie was just okay. It's not going to do well because it's not what people want. But it's not the story people want. It's like, all right, whatever.
There was no cherry trees.
I still enjoyed it.
No cherry trees.
I don't know if it was
or wooden teeth.
But he's too young for
it. We need to wait for middle-aged Washington.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right?
I read they're already making the sequel because it made like $30 million this weekend.
On a budget of what?
50.
Because that's not good.
No, it's going to make its whole budget back.
Well, it has to get to 100 million. Remember, half of it. It goes to the theater.
But Angel was giving away free tickets all weekend, so they bought out their own movie.
Oh, that I believe, because at the end of the movie, Kelsey Grammer, who's in the movie, was coming on talking about, pay it forward, like buy somebody a ticket.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, wait, isn't Angel that churchy fucking?
Yep.
Yeah,
they're religious. They're Christian.
Lou's like, shit, I should have walked out too. Fuck.
I mean, I don't know, man. But again, that explains why Democrats would have walked out.
The number one, the critic review that pops up on Rotten Tomatoes for it says, by the time Washington is fighting the French in slow-mo gunfights, doing sick horseback stunts while sick with dysentery, any pretense that the film should be taken seriously is out the window.
Wait, first of all, that's like the last 15 minutes of the movie. If you get to that point.
I just like how it's phrased.
Oh, no, the phrasing is great. And when I saw that, I thought the same thing. I'm all like, this motherfucker is like Zorro, and he's supposed to have dysentery, and they just kind of ignored all that last 15
died
minutes.
From dysentery.
That's what I'm saying.
Oregon Trail growing up.
Oregon Trail. That's exactly. They were like, man.
Dang, George Washington's a fucking man.
That last 15, 20 minutes was absolutely ridiculous. As in, it should not have happened. But it was kind of that whole Mel Gibson, where all the troops were running away and fleeing, and he turns around with the flag and comes forward. It wasn't exactly like that, but there was a whole I got to go protect my men type of scenario. And I was like, all right, that was pretty cool.
Well, shit,
especially after what happened earlier.
Okay, I found a better one. I liked the part where George Washington branded his double muskets and said, "It's Washington time."
Okay, that didn't happen, but okay, that's funny.
This movie is about as accurate as a drunk truck driver at a men's urinal.
Drunk what?
A drunk truck driver at a men's urinal.
So anyhow, Jack didn't go because he was told not to because of
AI.
generative
AI.
Yeah, that thing. And that brought up a whole other bag of worms because I'm all like, who gives a fuck? And it was, I believe the reason was because you're taking away jobs. Was that the reason?
Yep.
So does
One
that
of
mean,
the many reasons.
Does that mean your child hates technology because it takes away jobs, period?
No, because it's a creative job. So rather than hire, from a business standpoint, it's a beautiful thing, right? But from a creative standpoint, you're taking away people creating art for you.
Okay.
Because, like I sent you that picture, people are just prompting AI to make pictures, to make special effects for their movies, rather than hiring digital artists to make those movies.
Okay. So
instead of having a group of people working on it, using their original ideas and their own work, you just have one guy in his mom's basement telling ChatGPT what to make.
Assuming that's how it's done. Like the example you gave, if somebody has their own art style, and you're just telling ChatGPT to use your own art style, but draw this picture, tell me how that's bad.
That's not. That is just morally
still generative.
It is, but morally, because you didn't actually draw it, you had your computer do it. But like we said, if something happened and you can't, right? It was just 4th of July. Oh, my fingers still.
Everybody got their fingers.
And you don't have your fingers anymore, but you still want to create. I can't see an argument against that. But if the three of us decided, well, we're going to open up an art studio and we're going to sell Star Wars art, and we just go to ChatGPT and start selling Star Wars art that will learn and pull from other people's work, that is wrong. It's stealing copyrighted information.
Because real people from thousands of years ago to now, they would have picked up styles from other people that they like. Say, ooh, I like that. I'm gonna draw in that particular style. No different than comics, right? You have certain comics who have.
But you're okay with plagiarism then?
It's not plagiarism. It's a style.
Generative AI is
here's an example, with comics. You have Dimitri Martin, who basically, quote unquote, copied the style of Mitch Hedberg, which is, non sequitur, play on words, that type of stuff. But it was stuff that Dimitri Martin came up with, not stuff that Mitch Hedberg came with. It's just similar styles. He didn't steal his jokes. He just has the same style of jokes with the play on words and stuff like that. So if that's what you're doing, and because somebody still has to tell the AI and have the skills to tell them what you want, which I don't have, so somebody does. That's the skill in itself.
You do.
Go download ChatGPT and tell it to draw you a picture.
If I tell ChatGPT to draw me a picture of a blonde in a bikini, a blue bikini, that's not enough detail. What size is this girl? What the details to me? That's what matters. Now, this is also me assuming that's the type of detail you need for ChatGPT. If you give me something generic, it's like, no, that's not what I want. I want this, and that's where I mean where that person who's programming it needs to be creative as well, because I want this, and I want this in the background, and I want this here, and I want this here. I want a reflection of the person in a side view mirror of a 42 Ford, whatever. All those details.
That's amazing, Lou. You just fucking did it. You just said what you could not do. You just did it. That's all those guys are doing.
Exactly. But who am I copying to do that?
You are copying.
Hold on, real quick. To your point, Lou, your Dimitri Martin point. Okay, you said Dimitri Martin is using his style, or had Mitch Hedberg's style, right? Like their personalities are similar.
Very similar.
But Dimitri Martin wrote all of his own jokes. The difference is if Dimitri Martin only had Mitch Hedberg's in data in ChatGPT and just said, write me a funny joke like Mitch Hedberg, without actually putting in any effort into it. The difference is the AI only knows what it's given. So if you give it all the Mitch Hedberg stuff, and you say, I just want Mitch Hedberg jokes, it will generate jokes for you based on the information that it's given, right? So if you give it all of his stand-up and all that kind of stuff, right? The difference is Demetri Martin wrote his own stuff in the style. So he was...
Somebody has to go in there and tell ChatGPT what to do.
But they don't.
Therefore,
That's
I wrote
the difference.
it.
But the difference is that with AI... No. The difference is with AI, you're saying, give me jokes like Mitch Hedberg. It's only going to give you... It only knows what you've given it.
That wasn't my argument. My argument, the comparison that I made was Dimitri wrote his own stuff. Therefore, with the generative AI, that person is writing their own stuff.
No.
So the
AI
generative AI has...
Okay, who told the AI what to generate?
When you fed it all of Mitch Hedberg's stuff.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
But that's how generative AI works,
the description that I went through with the girl, the bikini, the car, the reflection, that was what that's the Demetri Martin telling the information.
But if it doesn't know what
here's the thing: if you generated stuff without being told, correct?
Correct.
What?
Because it pulls from a database, right?
Okay,
but it doesn't. So you can't tell it something it doesn't know, though. That's the rub. So, if you say,
my argument to that is every artist has learned from a different artist. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
but they still have their own.
My inspiration is from this. Okay, great. This is your inspiration. Now I'm going to draw this thing based off of this inspiration. Okay, I am going to create whatever based off of whatever inspiration. It's the same thing.
And also their own input. Like, that's the difference.
Of course.
But generative AI doesn't do that. You say, draw me a girl with a blue bikini with a 42 Ford looking in the rearview mirror. If you've never given generative AI a picture of a 42 Ford, it's going to give you whatever the little bit of information that it has.
That's when it gives you like this weird orange two-wheeled car that says Ford on the windshield.
Last time I checked, an image of a 42 Ford is a public record. So it's not like I'm stealing from anything.
Right, but that's what he's saying is if you build AI with stolen imagery that is not yours, the AI only knows to take from that. It's not doing... You aren't creating anything. You're just editing and modifying stuff that other people created.
With that rationale, every artist who's inspired by somebody else didn't create anything. They just stole from whoever they watched and learned from whom to learn to draw. That would be that same argument then. And nothing's original anymore because, oh, that reminds me of that. Oh, you stole it from them. It's like, oh, crap. I'm not allowed to get inspiration from anything. I have to come up with a brand new everything myself. Is that what you're saying? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying. Because it doesn't sound like you're allowed to get inspiration from anything.
If your generative AI was only given a coloring book, a episode 1 coloring book, you couldn't tell to draw you Darth Vader because it doesn't know it.
That's episode 3.
Exactly. You only gave it an episode 1 coloring book. So everything it knows about Star Wars is from this episode 1 coloring book. Everything's black and white. It can draw Jar Jar for you. It can draw Darth Maul. It won't know what color the lightsabers are. It won't know what Darth Vader is, who Luke Skywalker is, because that's all it knows is that one coloring book you gave it.
Because that's all you know? Because the people who tried to make Vader in episode 3 needed some kind of reference on how he was supposed to look at the end of episode 3. Did they get that reference from themselves, or did they see some other work?
Well, it was made by George Lucas, so he can copy his own.
But also, if you go back and look at like the behind the scenes stuff, and you look at how but even we can even use Darth Vader as an example, right? So he's in episode 4, he's in episode 5, and he's episode 6. His outfit changes every movie, right? The location of his little lights, the shape of his helmet, the darkness or brightness of his eye lenses, because there was different artists working on it, that while they had the basic outline of what Vader should be, they had their own input on modifying it and improving it in whatever way it needed. If you don't
give original and then decided to change it how they wanted to,
but they were influenced,
but they had the inspiration from episode 4. Interesting. So if I wanted to draw Darth Vader and I took a base foundation, but I wanted to change a few things using AI, you guys would say that's a problem, even though that's the example of what exactly happened with the Vader suits.
No, because it's different, because it's an artist that was doing it. But it's fine, Lou. I mean, again,
why does it matter?
I already said. By the way, go back 45 minutes, and I'm going to say, because Lou can't see shades of gray, everything's going to be black and white. So he's never going to see where Jack and I are coming from, except for if he's being a giant asshole, which is also entirely possible right now. So,
but that's not what's happening. I truly believe, because the example you just gave proves my point. The artist took inspiration from the episode 4 suit, or for whatever reason, well, just for the sake of the argument, versus just it looked better in Empire than it did in New Hope. And a different artist said, hey, I'm going to make improvements and do this. So if I took that same suit and said, oh, I'm going to make improvements and do this, does that not make me the artist now? Because I took inspiration, or like they did in episode 5, they took this exact thing and changed it. Well, I'm going to take this exact thing and change it. I don't get where there's I'm not kidding about this. I don't see where there's a difference. And that's where I'm
generative AI wouldn't be able to make those changes because it doesn't know them.
But hold on.
All of your episode 5 suits would look like episode 4.
No,
but it wouldn't know how. It wouldn't know how.
Wouldn't know how to do what?
To change it, because you didn't give it that information.
To make the eye lenses black instead of red?
Mm-mm.
Why not?
It doesn't have that data. Like your brain is making those modifications, right? In your head, you're going, it makes sense to go from black to red. It makes sense to move the red light over here. It makes sense to move the switches down here. Generative AI doesn't have that as a baseline. It has pictures of Darth Vader. So if you said, I need to modify Darth Vader, you would have to be specific in the modifications that you were making, thus not relying on the AI to generate those images. That's the difference.
Okay, stop right there. Because now I'm confused, because that's what I thought we're talking about and what generative AI is. I tell it to do something, and it does it.
Generative AI, you give it the generative AI looks for a prompt. So if you say, I want a picture of Darth Vader, based on whichever version of, so let's just say Lou AI, right? So Lou AI has only seen episode 4 and only knows Darth Vader from episode 4. You say, I need a Vader for episode 5. So you chat GPT, give me a picture of Darth Vader. It will take all of the pictures from Darth Vader from episode 4, and it will just put them all together and give you some sort of amalgamation of those pictures, right? Because he's moving, he's doing, and especially if he changed throughout the movie, because again, generative AI doesn't know the difference between two things, right? You just said, I want a picture of Darth Vader for my episode 5 movie, right? But you can't tell it that because it doesn't know what episode 5 is. It doesn't have that information.
You have to be a skilled artist, so you could be very specific on what you say. Like I said, it's a skill.
But then you're taking it out of the AI's hands. That's the difference, right?
God. That was my point. That was my argument.
Right.
I'm talking about that. I'm not talking about, hey, just do this generic thing or whatever, the way, because that's not how I understand how, the way it made sense to me, the way I understood what GAI is you have to prompt it to give you whatever, like, details. Like, let's go back to the example that started this last week. Jack, you said that she said, or one of you said, the issue was you just say, I want the British and the Americans fighting against each other in a battle, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't somebody have to type all that in to say, I want this, all the specific details that go with that?
Yeah, but who drew it?
But not necessarily. That's
I don't
the difference.
know.
That's the difference. That's the difference, though, is not necessarily, and that's the danger with AI, is that you can tell it anything. You can say, I want a picture from the Revolutionary War of the Americans fighting the Neanderthals. And it will generate that picture regardless, especially if it has all that information, right? So you have fed it the Natural History Museum's library, right? So it has all the way back from when we were protoplasm till today, right? You say, I want to see Americans fighting Neanderthals. It can give you that picture because it has an awareness of what Neanderthals are and what Americans are, but it will only give you
just
what
like
it
any
has.
human would do, just like any artist would do.
But the difference is that it only knows what it knows. Like it only knows what you have fed it.
Just like a human, just like a human artist would only know.
But you also think independent of that, and you have your own life experiences that influence how you write, how you draw, what the words you use, the tone you use, all that kind of stuff. The only thing AI knows is what you have fed it. So if it is going to just give you pictures that it thinks you want, right? Without there's no creative influence at all, right? And that's the difference, is that when somebody comes to you and they say, what's that?
You said without creative influence. I disagree with that, because the person doing all this, I would like to think, and I don't know this, that they're also an artist and they'll see what the GAI did. No, I want this instead.
Have you seen the AI Slop from the Call of Duty stuff that they've been selling over like the last year? So
I have not.
I think it was last Christmas they came out with every month, every 2 months, whatever, 6 months, they come out with their package of stuff to buy. Like their different Christmas packages, and you get like a gun skin. I mean, I'm using Call of Duty as an example, but
that type
but
of
like the season pass stuff. Hey, buy this, and you get these little icons, and you get this dongle for your gun, and you get these skins,
a different skin for whatever.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
And some of the examples that came from that are like there was a picture of like a Santa Claus, and he was holding a gun, and he had 6 fingers. Because somebody just typed in, give me Santa Claus with a gun. But AI doesn't, because they weren't specific enough in how they were describing what they wanted, there's no, what's the word? You wouldn't have drawn, if somebody said, hey, Lou, I want you to draw me a picture of Santa Claus with a gun. In your head, you go, okay, here's the gun, here's Santa Claus. I know humans have 5 fingers. I know Santa Claus's beard is white. I know his eyes are blue. You know all of this stuff. So when you're making that art, when you're creating that picture, there are things that you're aware of that AI doesn't necessarily take into account when creating its stuff based on the prompt, right?
First of all, Santa Claus is black and his eyes are likely brown, but whatever.
Sure, but here you go. That's the difference.
In Lou's house, Santa's black.
Right. You just proved your own. You just proved Jack's point right there. Right. That's the difference, though. Right. If the Lou AI generator had only been given pictures of white Santa Claus, it would only know about white Santa Claus. So if you come in and you say, well, actually, Santa Claus is black, it's not going to know what to do with that because it doesn't have that in its database. You have that in your database, right? Like you have an awareness of things, right? So that's the difference.
My prompt would say Black Santa. So that's what I'm saying.
But again, if it doesn't have Black Santa in the database, it's not going to know how to generate that.
Be black, like black.
What if is the AI not smart enough to take white people and make them black? Or Mexican?
It would make them black like this. No,
if it does, I mean, again, AI only knows what it has in the database.
What it's programmed to know.
Right. So if it's not
Which explains why it takes 5 million gallons of water to fucking get those computer rooms. Because the processing has got to be ridiculous.
Well, and again, because the amount of data, because again, their end goal is to remove all of these things like residuals. It has nothing to do with the creative process because it all comes down to money for them. So if we collect all of this data, because there's been multiple articles talking about how things like Meta, Twitter, all of these places have been stealing people's data to put into their AI generation, right? Like last year or 2 years ago when they had the big writer strike and the actors strikes, a huge part of that was AI. Because again, it's one of those things. It's like a sea change in how things work. 50 years ago, before Jaws and Star Wars and all of that, all of the actors used to work for studios. So like you would go and you would sign an 8-movie contract with a studio. And that changed as time went on. And so now this is kind of the next big, but it's
like
not
Tom Cruise or
it's not, but
you know
Tom
what I mean?
Cruise also has a vested interest in working with them because he owns part of it. The actors used to not own anything. They were just working for the studios. There was
that's how it should be.
But
Beyond.
But my point is, this is the next big thing is AI, right? Because once
I've heard that when people talking about selling their image likeness rights so they could be digitized in perpetuity, which is a crock of shit. Any actor who signs that, you just lost your damn mind.
James Earl Jones did that, or James Earl Jones' estate did that.
That's different. James Earl Jones was like 7 years old when he did it, and he wasn't trying to go to a studio. He was just trying to get paid, and you use my voice. I'm fine with that. I'm saying like you've got a 15-year-old actor who the studio wants him to sign his rights in perpetuity, and it's like that 15-year-old actor doesn't know what they're going to be doing or their potential earnings and all that. That should be some kind of law that comes in later on.
But you're also removing him from the equation. So once you've made him sign his AI likeness away, right? You now no longer need him to keep creating content, even though it's not
as long as I still get
content. Paid. But a lot of times they don't. But a lot of times
that's
they don't.
The problem. That's where I have the issue.
So
is because they don't. If they did, I wouldn't care.
And I think that goes back to the point that Jack Soldis was trying to make, right? Is that you have these situations now where the studios are using AI or forcing situations where they're using AI with stuff that isn't necessarily what's the word? Sorry. It was a long weekend where they don't necessarily do 100%. Yeah. That also, shut up. I did bite the inside of my cheek, but I don't want to talk about that. You should have seen him.
Different podcast.
Wait, what? Yeah, that's the podcast after the podcast.
That's the After Dark. Yeah.
But that's the challenge, right? Is you have all of these artists that are going in and cleaning things up, and that's where the term AI slop comes in, right? Because AI is not good enough at this point to reliably create images or data. I'm just going to say data, right? Because again, the voice is the same type of thing, right? Like that it is affecting people's livelihood in the order for the studio to save $1, I think is really what it comes down to. In this
Here's
case,
my issue with this whole thing. You have an artist. If you told this artist to draw me a battle of Brits versus colonists,
Americans,
how does that?
Sorry.
What's that?
Americans, not colonists. Fuck those guys.
They're not Americans.
They came to our country.
They're the Brits versus the colonists, and you have somebody needs to draw that image. Where do you think that artist is going to get their inspiration? How are they going to know what to draw?
They took the picture of Washington crossing the river and said, "Take those guys and put them in a battle."
Okay, so if I'm a professional artist and you came to me and said, "Hey, I need you to draw me a picture of Brits and Americans fighting," that person, human, would not know how to draw that unless what?
They would look at other pictures to see how they're dressed,
yeah, exactly,
how they stand.
You would need
but
all
they're
that.
Not stealing that exact picture. The buttons might not be in the same place.
I'm not saying they
textures.
are. They just need to get the idea of what to draw, what's it going to look like, and then like uniforms, probably a bunch of pasty white people. It is what it is. Now,
it was summer. They might have had a tan.
GAI does the exact same thing. Tell me why that's a problem. It did the exact same thing the human did.
Who drew the picture for AI?
Saw before, and then it created the same way a human would.
It duplicates it. It doesn't take inspiration from. It duplicates it.
It does
it takes
not,
those guys off of Washington's boat and makes them fight without changing anything.
So
why? If I programmed it to change their faces, but see, that's a user issue, not a GAI issue. If the user said, change don't use exact likenesses, but I still want white dudes, blah, 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 because I like to think the computer's programmed to know what white people look like, and I want a variety of different white people, different heights. You could do all that stuff. You tell it it's no different than what the human could do. It's like, oh, you know what? I saw this drawing, all this from 1750 to 1800, and I want that style. Okay, cool. The outfits didn't change all that much. If I'm doing that same thing as a human, and I'm doing the same thing and telling the GAI to do that, I don't get where there's a difference. And that's where I lose it. That's where I can't comprehend. I'm having trouble separating those. Again, as long as you do it that way. I'm not talking about, I think, what Duke brought up earlier.
Hopefully there's a panel at Comic-Con.
I bet there will be. I bet there will be.
To it.
I hope your I hope your lawyer people do that, because that would be an amazing.
No, because those are more fun.
But
I'm saying, like a serious topic.
But if you want to make it fun, right? You want to have it be in a, like, I think there's
accessible
ways that you can make the AI conversation be accessible and also understandable, and I think those guys would be able to do it based on what I've seen before. So, Lou, I
clearly don't. Hey, hold that thought, because I clearly don't understand the GAI. Because it sounds like halfway through this, we're not talking about the same thing. Because the last example I just gave, with artist does this, tell the GAI to do this. They both do the same thing. I don't understand why one is a problem and one isn't. That's where I'm not understanding. And it's probably because I don't quite understand GAI, or we're not using the same definition of what GAI is doing.
But you understand exactly what.
The hot dog sandwich conversation, you know what I mean? It's like, you find it.
All right, real quick. Well, probably not real quick. So I found there's I found a really good kind of layout of the top 9 problems with AI, with generative AI. Number 1, bias in, bias out. Generative AI tools reproduce content as based on their data they were trained on. So they have no way of modifying or modernizing, which we'll get to later. I
don't like that definition, because you just said it reproduces, and I'm saying it doesn't reproduce. I'm saying it can create something original based on specs.
Number 2, black box. Generative AI decisions are opaque and unexplainable. They hinder accountability, trust, and potentially lead to unjust outcomes.
I understand that.
So basically, they're saying AI will give you the picture, but it will not explain or show you the steps that it took to make that picture. Like, so you don't know. Was that?
I was going to say, how is that not possible? Because the computer has to go through a process, and you're telling me the system doesn't record the process?
But you're not. But the problem is, the standard person isn't going to be able to understand what the AI is saying, right?
Because the AI information is there.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. So the AI doesn't talk about how it gets from point A to point C, right? It just gives it.
Yeah, it just produces.
Point 3, expensive. OpenAI CEO confirmed that ChatGPT-4 cost more than $100 million to train. Kind of going to your power, what you were talking about with the power, because it's the same type of thing. Like, because that's all part of it, right? Is the data centers and that type of thing. Number 4, mindless parroting. Generative AI's output is tightly bound to the caliber and volume of its training data. So almost kind of similar to number 1. Its output can only be as good as its training input. So even if you gave it a whole paragraph of things that you wanted it to do in a very specific way, if it doesn't have that any part of that available. It's just going to put something that it does have in there. It's going to go, oh, well, we don't have a picture of a 42 Ford, but we have a picture of a 89 Corvette, even though it's not. Because again, it's gonna back it up, and it's gonna say, okay, when he's asking for a 42 Ford, what do we think he's asking about, right? Based on the information that it's been given
okay
before.
With that, because all you're saying is the AI can't produce something it doesn't know. Guess what? Neither can a human. Hey, I need
Humans
you to draw.
Can make it up, though.
I need you to draw whatever. Then you could tell the AI to make it up. It's like, hey, just pick a car. If a human can just pick a car, then the AI can just pick a car. Oh, the point you're going to see me making a lot is how they're both doing the same thing, because that was my argument, because I don't see the difference there. It's like AI can't do this because it doesn't know what a 42 Ford is. Okay, I need you, human, to draw me a 42 Ford. I can't do that because I don't know what a 42 Ford is. Same thing.
Alignment with human values. Generative AI lacks the capacity to model the consequences or ethical implications of its decisions.
It shouldn't have to. It's a computer. What ethical issues could there be?
This is more broad. This isn't specific. This is more broad than just the art that we're talking about, right? Like,
oh, okay. This is general AI in a whole.
This is general generative AI, not specific to art or recreating art.
Okay.
Power hungry. ChatGPT's daily queues are estimated to cost the equivalent of powering 33,000 U.S. households a day. Hallucinations. Generative AI has the tendency to confidently spew inaccurate information or simply make up facts. Because again, if it doesn't know it, and the problem is
like humans do. Okay.
One of the big, but again, people can get called out on that though, right? And people can change their opinion.
But it's a computer. It should know everything. So you're just going to believe it.
Right. So if you ask it a question, it gives you an answer. The human condition is a tendency to believe what it says. Right?
Well, that's just stupid human. I'm not going to blame AI on stupid humans.
But again, it's a problem, right? Because if you have people that are taking what ChatGPT says or whatever generative AI you're using at face value, there is a danger that is giving you inaccurate information that could then potentially cause problems down the road, right?
Is that any different than a human?
Problem with it one time.
Than a human sharing inaccurate information.
I asked it something one time, and I'm like, "But what about this?" And he's like, "Oh my God, you're right. It is this."
Oh, you did that recently, actually. Remember you telling us?
This is the one we've kind of been talking a little bit about: copyright and IP infringement. Several generative AI models appropriated copyrighted material and intellectual property with no consent, credit, or compensation. I think that's the big thing that probably Jack's oldest has a problem with. And number 9, static. Generative AI models cannot update their knowledge in real time or generate new ideas, which may lead to misinformation. So, because
if it's programmed to learn, as in, new information, like news articles, whatever the case may be, information that happens, is it not? I don't know that it doesn't do that.
But that goes back to the power hungry black box, that kind of stuff, right? So it's not doing it in right, like Jack's example where he had to point it out that it was wrong. It might not, if all three of us were asking the same question at the same time, and Jack's the one to point out the problem, it is entirely possible that we will still get the wrong answer until it is updated all of the variables, right? I'm saying variables because I don't know all the parts of the AI path, right? Because all of that needs to be updated. The database needs to get updated before it can share that information. Otherwise, it still doesn't know it. So depending on the latency of that information going back down the path to populate out the database to then have it available to it, it's still going to give you incorrect information. Does that make sense?
I still blame it on the people. Then that person is the idiot. Because I tell you right now, when I get email, when I get whatever, when I search whatever, and the first thing that pops up is the AI summary, I skip it. I go right down and read the information myself, and it's on me if I decide to choose the AI summary or whatever. Because I'm not an idiot, so I'm not doing that. I'll go read the source material, and then go from there. So that's. See, my point there is, I don't care, and it shouldn't be an AI. That's not an AI issue. that's a dumb person issue.
But we've always had dumb people. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah.
Because dumb people are still going to be dumb, Lou. We established that on episode 1 3 years ago.
Dumb people gonna dumb. Mm-hmm. Oh man. So yeah. So I think more information is needed. I need to understand exactly what we're talking about with the GAI, because the examples I give are stuff that, like, human does this, GAI does it, same thing. I don't understand the problem.
And to be honest with you, out of the three of us, Jack's oldest probably knows so much more about AI stuff than we do.
Agreed.
Combined.
Agreed.
So
she didn't want to come on the podcast, though. I offered her. I said,
no.
I
can't. I'm just going to wait until you're all.
The problem is she's not logical. She's emotional. So I would destroy her because I'd bring up logic and she wouldn't know what to do, and then she would just leave because she can't handle that type of confrontation yet. Because I don't come at you with an emotional position unless I'm fucking.
Was GAI gaslighting AI? Is that what what your GAI is, Lou?
Generative AI?
No. I was talking shit.
That's GLAI. That's a different
one.
GLAI?
Glay.
Glay.
Alphabet AI. Glay.
What's Lou doing? He's training as Glay.
Hey. But here's the thing though. I am open enough. Like I said, the examples I gave, I'll defend my position. If there's a different definition of how we're describing or whatever, and different types of GAI, that's different. I may take that same position that his oldest took when it's something like, if we're talking about, like, just do XYZ type thing, or you are copying something directly. Yeah, not a fan of that. But the whole programming, because the human had to get the inspiration, the person typing in, the GAI had to get the inspiration. Same, to me, that's where it's the same. It's when you start doing and I don't know an example of it, but when you start basically, like Jack said, absolutely plagiarizing, that's where I'm going to have a problem. I'm going to have a problem with what I think, Jack, you had your example. You said it earlier tonight. You took the people from the Washington crossing the Potomac, and you just put it here. Yeah, that I would not be a fan with. That I would, if that's your oldest argument, I would agree with her on that.
Yeah, because that's all you gave your AI bot.
If that's
all
right.
It knows.
If that's all
it knows. And even if you said give them different faces, it's just going to take this guy's eyes and this guy's mouth and swap them without creating anything new, right? So that's
you could argue that's what, if you draw somebody,
right?
I guarantee if you're good enough, three of us, if we were good enough artists that we could draw faces, I guarantee we're going to draw somebody's face who actually lives or lives.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's just.
But if you're taking those 5 guys off of the boat and you're just swapping their features, all you did was create a character in your fucking WrestleMania game from 2002.
And I think something else to think about too is, if going back to your prompt, if all 3 of us, for example, are given prompts of, we want to see X with Y lined up with A,
why
B,
does
and
that have
C?
to be math related? Lou's going to beat us.
I don't want to.
I thought it was algebra.
No, nope. How do you get to V?
Let's do this.
Lou's like, I got you. Even if we were given specifics, all 3 of us would draw something completely different. If you had 2 AI or GAI systems that had the same data, and you asked it to do the exact same thing, you would get the same results from both of them.
Is that proven?
Yeah. Well,
that's cool.
Yeah, but
I don't think that would be true, because timing might change something. Instantaneous speed could change something. But if it is just based off of a finite database, I would like to see if that actually happens. That would be cool.
But the difference is that the 3
happened.
But the difference is, if the 3 of us were given those same prompts, our output would be completely different, because all of us have different experiences in our lives, and we have different perceptions of things and different memories. And that's one of the big things. Yeah. I think that's one of the big things I'm going to guess that Jack's oldest would make up, right? Or one of her arguments would be that even if an artist was being inspired by somebody, there's still influences from their own life that generative AI can't have the ability to do because it doesn't have those experiences, because it just has data.
Well, one of these times I'm going to deep dive that if you haven't already, because I would like to know how true that is. If I put something into, what did you chat GPT, and then a week later put it in again, if it's going to give me the same thing.
But I'm talking about right now in this exact moment, right? Like, of course, a week from now, Chat GPT is going to have a different set of data than it has right now, because it is constantly, every single time somebody types something in and makes adjustments to it, it's learning.
Okay.
And making associations.
I that makes sense. I gotcha. So I would need two browsers, type the exact same thing and hit enter at the same time and see if it gave me the same thing.
But you don't need to go into a browser, because there are actually generative AI programs you can download that have a static set of data.
Why would you want that?
Because, well, for example, if you're offline,
update,
but here's the thing, though.
No, because I'm trying to rip off the same guy over and over again.
Can I say that again?
So I'm trying to rip off the same guy over and over again.
But also, if you're doing like some sort of development where maybe you only want a parsed down narrow section of data that you don't want polluted by stuff that's being inserted into it all day long, you might want a certain set of data from a certain window of time to generate your results, which means you would want to have that separate from the whole, right? Like you're basically just cutting a piece of that database out and having it stored on your computer, so it's a static, repeatable result. But
you only want the R volume of the encyclopedia. You don't want all of it.
I mean, but it exists. So that was all I was doing was I was giving you other avenues there, Lou. There's an ability to that.
Appreciated. I don't know why anybody would do that.
This is going to be
you want to keep your database as big as possible, you would think.
Only if you're a megalomaniac and you're trying to take over the world and launch Skynet.
Well, yeah. Well, I guarantee there's some 58-year-old out there just like playing with the system, trying to get it to take over the world.
Okay, so this is
watched Terminator 2, then he watched Pinky and the Brain with his kid, and now he's
Lou. Real quick, this is just me. This is just me doing a random. This is just me doing a random search for.
Okay.
I said, why would somebody want to download a local version of an AI software? And the first article came up with why local AI, the case for running large language models, which is the LLM, which is what AI is at home or in the office. And the number one is privacy that stays private, that stays local. So let's say you're a government agency and you can't have stuff that you're doing searches on be added to the whole, right? Because there's sensitive information, that type of thing. Or maybe the data that you're putting in is sensitive and can't be shared, right? Which is a lot of government agencies have databases that can't share, like because it has sensitive information, people's social security numbers, videos of them in the world, that type of thing. Right?
We wouldn't be talking about
security in your control, right? So kind of in the same type of thing. So privacy that stays local, so you know exactly what you're dealing with every day. Security's in your control. So if you have things like air-gapped environments where it doesn't reach the internet, but yet you still have to have that program running on your, you still see benefits of having the AI and having access to it. You might have an instance of something where they don't have access to the internet from that machine, but you still need it to do AI work, right? Cost efficiency over time. If you have it downloaded locally, it's going to be much faster because, again, you're dealing with a smaller subset of things. And it's not going out to look at all of the databases and all of the data centers around the world. It's looking at your local machine or your local network. Offline access. So if your internet goes down, and for whatever reason, you still need to have the ability to do AI searches and stuff.
Looking at you, PlayStation.
Performance you can tune. So a lot of these AI models is just you get it, and that's it, right? You can't go in and tweak and tune what it's searching and how it's searching. It's all very, very flat. So this gives you the ability to do that. So that's some examples of why you would want to have it downloaded in local versus. So
to me, it's just a whole. You want as much information as possible to generate,
of course,
a more proper.
But there are environments and situations where.
Y'all know we spent 35 minutes on this topic.
This is going to be the smartest fucking podcast that we ever release. This might be the one that gets us. This might be the one that gets us. That gets us over the hump, and now we're going to blow up.
Are we going to have to like talk about smart stuff all the time?
We're about to get fucking monetized by ChatGPT.
No shit. Soon we're going to become a vaguely technology,
right?
Vaguely TED Talk. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Vaguely in the ether. Right. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Vaguely in the ether. That's
vaguely technological.
Hey, GAI, I need you to create a 90-minute episode of these three dudes talking about. I bet it could do it too. Talking about.
It cannot. Oh. I've tried.
Okay.
And it wraps up super quick. It ends up being like 5 minutes. But I've told it I need it to go so long, and it won't do it. All the AI episodes I've done.
You did like 2 or 3 episodes, and it was like 7 minutes max.
But you end up having to do most of that work yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, based on the prompts I give it.
But so how would it work? So would you just have it watch all of our pods to get our personality types and all?
It has all that.
Does it do that automatically?
It has all of that stuff.
I don't know if it has it.
No, it does, because that's how it generates the titles of the podcast.
Because
not ChatGPT.
Oh, not chat.
Okay. Because I saw maybe 5 years ago, if not 3, I don't know. But New Rockstars, and Eric Voss did a thing with it where he uploaded his like videos that he's done before, so it learned his style and then told it to spit out a review on something, and it wasn't too far off. It was wild how close that shit was, and that was 5 years ago. So imagine now.
Right.
Well, I thought it was interesting, but yeah. Cool. This will be a topic that I hope that they do have something at SDCC, because I would like to educate myself, and I would like to make sure we're arguing the same point too, because it's like I don't think we were, and all said and done, but a lot of it was. But I think there were some key points that we weren't on the same page.
Oh, you know what? Let me clarify this. Give me 1 second.
See, he has to retell ChatGPT.
Well, the problem is I just said give me a 90-minute episode of Vaguely Inconsistent, but I should have said Vaguely Inconsistent, the podcast.
Who the fuck else still are? Oh, we're gonna go Jay and Silent Bob on these bitches. Are you? Your mom sucks 69, and did you say Vaguely Inconsistent as fucking clown shoes?
I will hitchhike my way all the way there too. It's okay. I know the rules.
What does it say? Oh, here we go. If you mean a brand new, if you mean a brand new episode of the existing podcast, Vaguely Inconsistent, featuring its established host characters and reoccurring bits, I can't write a new installment that imitates that specific show's creative expression. We're too wild for it. ChatGPT can't handle this shit.
Unikwe, we are too Unikwe.
If you're interested, I can absolutely create an original 90-minute comedy podcast that captures a similar feel, such as conversational improvised humor, absurd tangent, reoccurring callbacks, bizarre hypothetical debates, playful arguments, and chaotic storytelling.
They know us.
While using entirely original host jokes and segments.
Dang. That's pretty funny.
And then make sure Lou tells racist jokes. Like that time I told to have him say woke every 2 seconds.
Didn't it? Was that the one that had a Russian accent? Like a Russian chick?
You're an old Russian lady.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can do a 5-minute episode.
There's some tools on here where I can AI our voices, though. Like, if you say something wrong, I can change it.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
But I can't make a whole episode with your AI voice because that would be illegal or immoral or something.
What if we gave permission for it?
I don't know how that works.
Are you ready?
I haven't looked into
That's weird.
Yeah.
I can't write a new episode that closely imitates the distinctive style or creative expression of an existing podcast like Vaguely Inconsistent. Again, too fucking much for it. If you're looking for something with a similar energy, here's an original 5-minute comedy podcast scene featuring its own host, premise, and jokes. The podcast is called Questionably Reliable. Host 1 is Maya. Welcome back to Questionably Reliable, the only show where we confidently explain things we learned approximately 30 seconds ago. And host number 2 is John.
I like it already.
Oh shit! It already knows about tonight's podcast because host 2 is John. I spent all week preparing for tonight's topic. Maya, that's impressive. John, unfortunately, I prepared for next week's topic. Maya, what's next week's topic? John, medieval plumbing. Maya, and today's topic, John, why everyone suddenly owns at least one water bottle that costs more than their first bicycle. What the fuck?
That's such a Colorado thing, too. And they always put those stupid stickers on.
Oh, my gosh. Before we wrap up today's completely unnecessary...
Who's got what?
Real quick, Maya, before we wrap up today's completely unnecessary debate, if chairs disappeared forever, what's replacing them? John, beanbags. Maya, offices become chaos immediately. John, board meetings are now everyone rolling slightly away from the conference table. Interior designers everywhere just painted. It was worth it. That's our show. Remember, if someone waves at you, make sure it's actually you. And if not, compliment the clouds. I can't recreate your show.
There's
it's
couches,
too smart.
There's benches, there's so many things to sit on. Stoves. Until you can find a chair.
Oh shit. Oh, you guys are too smart for it. ChatGPT can't handle this amount of awesome.
When Skynet launches, we'll be the only humans left alive because it can't imitate us yet.
Yep. Sorry, we have to keep you guys alive.
You're welcome, world.
We have so much to learn.
One of our middle names is John Connor.
Speaking about callbacks, Lou, we have not done a white shit that Lou has done in a while. And I think, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, you said you had done the whitest shit ever.
Bruh, I went with a girl to Estes Park, which is like 40 minutes away or so, because there was a knitting craft show thing going on.
I've never even been to a knitting craft show before, Lou. Jesus.
Yeah. So imagine, I don't know, it wasn't very big. So I don't know, maybe 30,000. No, that's probably too big. 20,000 square foot building. And they've got, it's like knitting. They've got food trucks out there. They've got a horse buggy thing you can ride around the area. There's llamas and rabbits because it's fur knitting and all that stuff. So you can see the fur, that goats, people selling it just okay. I went last year and it was better last year, just more vendors, more booths and everything, but I made a point to count 2-3 weeks ago when I was there how many non-white people there were there, and there was one brother who was dragged there by his white wife. I was just like, first of all,
you were Spider-Manning. You were like,
it was like, I looked over, I was like, I'm looking around. We walked up and down all the aisles. You know how I do it. Go up one, keep my order going. And I made sure I counted. And there was a class going on, and the brother looked definitely like he did not want to be there. And his wife was just having a good old merry time, just watching the class go along. And he's just like, man, you better be bringing your friend home tonight. You could just tell he had that look.
Are you sure you don't walk by a mirror?
Bruh. No, because I don't like the interracial shit. I don't do that. So, but But yeah, that was some of the last year there were definitely some more color. It wasn't just like, okay, there were some brown people. No, there was all white people, and then me and that one brother who was clearly dragged there. Okay, let's go outside and see maybe the food court. Maybe they're scattered, right? It's Colorado. It's white. It is what it is. No, we went through all the damn things and looked at the animals. Well, she did. I was just like trying to stay away from them because they'll kill you. So I was like, I want no part of that. And then the goats went at the bunnies. One of them had red eyes, looked like the bunny from Monty Python. It was like, what the hell? And no, food court, goats, the kid area, all white people. It wasn't.
Wait.
I was like, there's got to be a Mexican.
Even
Mexicans
at the Mexican
love
food,
cowboy shit,
even in the
right?
Mexican food cart, there was white people.
There wasn't a Mexican food cart. That's how it was. The only diversity you had for food, ethnic food, was Greek. They had gyros and crepes. That's all.
How were they? How were they?
I didn't try them.
Also,
we
Lou,
knew
I
we
did
were
look
going to
it
go
up.
to a local pie shop or like homemade pies and everything. We knew we were going to go there afterwards on the way back, so we didn't bother to eat there. It was like, let's just wait till we come over here. And we did. We had lunch and dessert at that little shop.
Lou, I know you love facts. So Estes Park Conference Center is 20,000 square feet.
Good guess.
Holy shit, that was cool. Yeah, so that was the white shit that Lou did recently, and holy hell, just knitting and people there. Like I'm watching Cinderella, or I don't. What did she say? She said it wasn't Sleeping Beauty. They're sitting there pedaling away and getting all the yarn all wound up and shit. I'm just sitting there watching. It's like, man, no. That was. I'm just shaking my head the whole time, and then my eyes got big though when I saw that brother. I was like, oh hell yeah. Then I looked at, I'm like, why did he look so sad? And it's like, oh, okay, he's with his
and
woman.
He was looking at you. Why are you looking so excited?
Right? Shit, white women everywhere. That's why I'm excited. Come on now, y'all know me.
Lou gonna show up next year with an Afghan on and shit. Like,
man,
people are gonna be like, where'd you get that? I made it myself.
Yep.
I did the double loop with the hook and something. I don't know.
Right. I'm gonna show up with my latch hook and think I'm impressive and shit.
No, Lou's gonna ask AI. Tell me some good lines to use to pick up knitting women with.
That's a good one, actually. I could do that. It's like,
Duke's
which knitting women are unicorns?
I got you.
If you don't know what that is, y'all can look it up on your own. It goes with that upside down pineapple stuff. All right, get late.
All right, Lou, you ready?
Swing.
Are you knitting a sweater, or are you just weaving your way into my heart?
Wow. Hold on, let me take notes. I'm gonna make fun of you, ass, but I'm taking notes.
I promise I'm lower maintenance than untangling black yarn.
Dang, double entendre there. Or double meaning, not really entendre. Either.
Oh, here you go. If you ever need someone to hold your yarn while you wind a skein, I'm your person.
Oh, that's a big
word, too. I don't even know what that means. You don't even need to know what that means. It doesn't matter because it's just a pickup line. I'm not made of wool, but I hear I'm boyfriend material.
Material, wool, material.
I'd never ghost you. I know how important finishing a project is.
Wow. Holy shit.
I think we've got good chemistry. I can feel the tension, and it's not just your yarn.
You're gonna save these for next summer because I'm sure we're going back again, and I'm gonna find all the random white women there. Be like, on that one brother's wife, so he don't have to deal with her anymore.
Shit. Okay,
we're done.
We're done. Okay. That's it. Tap it out. Tap it out.
Next week won't be as smart or as intelligent. We'll be right back to fucking stupid stuff, I'm sure.
I'll have my Supergirl comments. I don't know if we have. What do you guys got a Tuesday movie? Oh, I'll check on you.
Probably not.
I'm gonna watch Moana.
Did that
you want me to go watch
weekend?
Minions?
It's come out next
I can
week.
make the sacrifice and go watch Minions for you guys.
Tuesday. No, nobody has. Oh, you have Moana next weekend.
Shit. Yeah, I have Moana next weekend. I did watch Minions today.
You don't have a Tuesday movie.
Okay. Probably not.
What came out this weekend? It's even worse. Minions. Oh, like I said, that's worth.
One of the guys in my.
Hey, it had George Lucas in it. Okay.
The DJ Fisher. One of my thruple for my movie thruple wants to maybe go see Backrooms. I don't know because I don't know.
You'll be fine. It's not. It's more psychological thriller kind of what the fuck is going on as opposed to like gory monster horror fest. So I think you'll be okay. Scares. Yeah, you'll be fine. As well, Obsession too. I mean, it's gross,
but it's funny.
I mean, also,
like, I get the impression that Obsession's like way funnier than.
It's pretty intense, but there is some humor to it. But it's very intense.
The trailer that I said where it says where they're showing you can watch it at home, and the girl's all like, "Why won't you love me?" I'm like, "Good."
Lou's like, "I've been there, done that." Lou's like, "I've been there, done that."
I was like, "Man, this is fiction. Any blah 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 is pure coincidental." I'm like, "Man, I want my royalties." That's what I'm saying.
They trained their AI on my life.
The girl who's like the lead in that. I watched a video with her. She's wild. Like, she's different.
Okay.
The girl who stars in Obsession. I
have a feeling I won't be able to get to it in the theater. It'll have to be something I catch on stream.
I don't think it's a movie you have to see in the theater, though, right? Like,
you don't have to. I mean, it's good for like the everybody else, like and stuff, like when crazy shit happens. But no. But anyways, Serial. It's time to go. We'll talk about movies and other bullshit next week.
Like sounds
normal.
Good.
Have a good week, guys.
Peace.